Hi guys, sorry it's been so long since I've done a review. I've had 4 new locos arrive over the past 2 or 3 months, but the fact that I have now begun a second job means that I have less time for modelling, unfortunately. So that's taken up a bit of my time. It's absolutely pouring down today here, so I can finally get on and do some reviews. So, beginning with the first one that arrived about 2.5 months ago, we have the West Coast Railways Class 47 Loco from Beckman. I have had this running for maybe about 2 or 3 hours in total. So we'll get it out the box and have a good look at it. So straight away, as you can see, it's got that beautiful finish of the West Coast Railways. I think it's a beautiful colour. Some people don't. Some people think it is an absolutely horrible colour. Some people refer to it as mud brown, I believe. But personally, I love it. So we've got an accessory pack here that comes with a box for the speaker to go in, if you decide to go down the sound fitted route. This came with so many pipes, and we've got a coupling there right in the corner. I won't be able to see it very well. Obviously it came with the snow plows to fit, air pipes, vacuum pipes, the whole lot. It was incredibly detailed. So those have all been fitted to one end. I'll just get that out of the way. Put that back in the box. Flip the box over, and then we can use that for the Loco. So there we go. As you can see, there we go. Just put the flash on there. As you can see, it is a fantastic Loco. This is the first Beckman Class 47 I've ever owned, and looking at this, it will not be the last. This is a fantastic Loco. So moving to the front, it is a bit bright there unfortunately, but being the kind of dull day it is. Sorry, this is the back. As you can see, it's got the snow plows there. The coupler. What I've done is I've cut the snow plows in half so that they can, the 2 outer ones can go onto the coupler, giving the impression from the side that it's it kind of hides the coupler. So that's not a bad thing in my opinion. The tension lock couplers are very intrusive sometimes. Looking at the detail along the side here, we've got a very detailed cab, as you can see in there. Very detailed. Not much of it is picked out paint wise, but there is a lot of detail in there. Moving down the side, we have the pipework picked out on the bogie and on the footsteps there. Axle boxes are picked out. As you can see, the fuel filler and the battery boxes all have good detail. All of this lettering along the side is legible under a very powerful microscope, magnifying glass rather. It is legible. Unfortunately I don't have one with me. Going down, it's got great detail on the roof. So here we are at the front, the number 1 end. As you can see, there's a driver, it comes fitted. So here's some of the pipe work. We've got vacuum pipes, air pipes, train heating pipes, coupler obviously, 3-link coupler. The lights all work, directional lighting. And then down the other side, there's the driver, you can see better. Down the other side, same as the other side, good detail. Very good detail. And then also as well along the roof, We've got good rivet detail, good panel detail. You can see the wee vent in there. I believe that's the exhaust. Then you've got the roof panels here picked out in a different colour. I'm not quite sure what the reason for them is. Perhaps they're fiberglass panels, not sure. And then we've got the fans, 2 fans. They don't rotate, they're not powered. But in my opinion, that can compromise some models, so that's absolutely fine by me that they're not. Fantastic hauler, hauls my 10 coach rake of the Royal Scotsman very easily, very easily. Responds very well to the DCC controller, great slow speed control, and yeah, definitely not the last 47 that I will own. I will be getting more and hopefully renumbering them to other locos in the West Coast fleet. So that's the first loco we have. I'll put that one away and get the next one out, and I'll be back shortly. Okay, here we have another West Coast diesel. This one is the limited edition that was produced for Model Rail. I believe it was about 10 years ago now, maybe longer. But it has taken me this long to find one that's not exorbitant prices. I think this one was £119 off eBay. Most of them I see going for 200 plus. And personally, I think for a model that's that old, I think it's just ridiculous and I won't pay it. So yes, lucky to find this one. DCC ready, as it says. We'll get it out the box and have a look at it. So this is kind of the form of the certificate. Just a picture of the loco, and it's number 171 of 512 pieces exclusively for Model Rail. Inside, obviously, we have all the usual paperwork. This one, the Class 57 has a switch underneath that you can turn the tail lights on or off. Only for the number 2 end though. Obviously on DCC, you can control the lights with the right decoder, but the switch here is good for analog users. Gives them a chance to prototypically run the trains. And there she is. So same again, we'll get her out and I'll be back shortly. Okay, there she is. Once again, she's got that lovely finish of the West Coast Railways maroon. Plenty of detail again on this one, as per the 47. I believe 57601 is the first, possibly the first diesel that West Coast bought in 2003. I may be wrong on that. I know this one has been, obviously the Class 57 is, this one's been re-engined by brush traction, as you can see down there. You can just see the brush logo there. But yes, I believe this one has now been sold from West Coast Railways. I'm not 100% sure on that. She was bought from Porterbrook, and then I do believe she has been on sold. But again, as with the 47, fantastic detail on this one. As you can see on the front here, we have the West Coast Railways logo. We have the number with plenty of detail underneath here. These orange boxes I painted myself because they were just supplied black. But then we've got pipes and the 3-link coupling again. Working headlights, obviously, working tail lights, and the third headlight up the top there. Driver in the cab, as you can see, and slightly better cab detail in this one than in the 47. This one does have some gauges picked out in colour. But still, you know, fantastic as the 47 was. The cab detail on this one slightly beats it out. Moving down the side again, we have plenty of printed detail all on the bottom. Again, the axle boxes have been picked out in yellow. Battery boxes and fuel tanks, obviously plenty of detail. And then the second cab, and then the same again. This one's got working head and tail lights. And then moving down the other side, pretty much the same. I'll just stop there because underneath the battery box there is the switch to turn off the tail lights at this end only. It only turns them off at this end. So that's quite a good feature. Moving down the rest, again plenty of printed detail. And then obviously moving on to the roof again, there are fans under there. They are not picked out in red. Whether that's prototypical or not, I don't know. And then we've got the exhaust ports. And obviously the cab to shore radio pods there. So yes, another fantastic Loco. Again, a great hauler. Easily hauls my 10 coach Royal Scotsman rake with no issues whatsoever. No problems at all. So once again, we'll move on to the next one. The next one is a rather special one from Locomotion. So we'll get onto that one now. Okay, so here we are. This is a very special one from the National Railway Museum. Locomotion models. I think I got this for £144 after VAT had been removed. This is a Loco I've wanted for years. The original run sold out. They announced this run and I immediately pre-ordered one. So as you might be able to guess, this is the City of Truro. Number 3440. Yeah, very excited about this one. This is an awesome locomotive. Doesn't fit at all with my time period or what I model, but that being said, I kind of run whatever I want with whatever I want, to the horror of some purists, I'm sure. So we'll get her out and have a good look and see what she's like. So here we are. She came with a good detail pack. She had etched nameplates, number plates, tender plate and builder plates. These ones were originally the ones supplied. However, as you can see, the one in the middle, you can't see any detail. There is no picked out detail on that middle one at all. So they supplied a second set of these ones, which is what's on the Loco now. There we go, you can see there, Great Western Railway Company, Swindon Works. There that says 1902, maybe 1900. But yeah, fantastic to be able to see that. A second bogie frame, obviously with the coupling attached. The one that's on the Loco, I have cut the NEM pocket off because I prefer not to have it, and that's been damaged there. Let's just sort that. I just need to touch up the front of the bogie to hide it. We have a speaker enclosure there, a couple of screws, screw link coupling, and some spare tender handrails in case they go missing, because you have to remove those when you remove the tender body. So there she is. We'll get her out properly and have a proper look. So there we go. A fantastic looking model. Obviously the first Loco in the world to do 100 miles an hour. Unauthenticated it may be, but she was still the first, regardless of what those losers on the northeastern think. Sorry, just a bit of intercompany rivalry there. So as we can see on the tender, fantastic lining. All this tender is double lined. I might be able to, no, I'm not going to be able to zoom in close enough. It is double lined with each orange line as per the prototype. So there's obviously it goes orange, green, orange, black, orange, green, orange. You just can't see that, unfortunately. The Great Western monogram there looks fantastic, very detailed, very exquisitely done. There's the etched cab side plates that the Loco came with. The etched name plates there, and just behind the connecting rod there, the etched builder's plates. Moving down the front, I'll just remove that here. Moving down the boiler, beautiful, beautiful green colour. It's a shame Hornby can't get this. They just don't seem to be able to do it lately. Not sure why. Underneath the boiler there, you have a very, very rough, crude, almost afterthought of the inside valve gear, but there is something there. We have the superheater on the side of the smoke box there. Obviously the double frames look fantastic. Moving around to the front, you have the smoke box, sorry, the buffer beam number there, which is a mystery to me because she never carried it in service. She doesn't carry it now, so it's a bit of a mystery as to why they've done that. But anyway, awesome feature on this Loco is the opening smoke box door. There's a rough impression there of the tube plate and the bottom of the chimney, or funnel rather. Superheater rows there can be seen. It's an awesome bit of detail, that very nicely done. Moving down the other side, again, lovely luster to the boiler. This moved just after I glued it and walked away, which I was furious about, and I just noticed there is a plate missing from there, so I'm going to have to find that. Moving down the side again, good detail. Problems with having a dog. Good detail and beautiful paint finish. The tender, go to the back of the tender there and we can see the tender plate, and then moving further forward we can see into the detailed cab. Not as detailed as some of Hornby's Locos, or indeed some of Beckman's now, but it is still a very good looking cab. The gauge glass has been picked out, and the possibly the speedo or boiler pressure gauge actually has been picked out as well with detail. Being a 440, she is quite light-footed. She struggles with anything over 6 or 7 coaches. But to be honest, a Loco like this, you don't want her racing around hauling 10, 11 coaches like a King class could. But yes, very happy with the Loco, finally to have it in my collection. Another good feature of this, as with Rude Ashton Hall, is the tender can be adjusted as to how far it sits. Underneath there is a screw, and the drawbar slides to the distance you want it. Just notice the full plate is hanging down there. So that's quite a good feature, that you can have it adjusted to the perfect distance that you need it for. Obviously the shallower corners on your layout, you can have it almost permanently touching, or you can have it further away depending on what you need. So that's a good feature. The detail pack came with these fire irons and the weather sheet supports, and obviously the vacuum pipes and brake pipes on the front and the rear. So yes, if you can get hold of one of these, do. Fantastic Loco. They're also doing it as 3717 with the black frames. Personally, I don't think it looks as good. The Indian red frames are definitely what she's best known for, as 3440. So yes, fantastic engine. Very pleased to have it in my collection. And now we will move on to the last Loco that just arrived this morning. And here we go, the last Loco of the day is the new King class from Hornby. This is the second King I've owned, King William II 6002. The other King I've got obviously is the NRM King George V from Locomotion Models with the gloss finish. But yes, this is the second King I've had, or the second King I currently own. I have had the TTS Blue 6021 King Richard III. Unfortunately, that TTS chip blew up and fried the locomotive at the same time, somehow, amazingly. So she got disposed of, but now I'm slowly building up the collection again. So we'll get the King out and have a good look at her. Straight away you can see, even through the plastic, the green is nowhere near as close to what I would call Brunswick green. Some of Hornby's efforts at paint at the moment are atrocious. Not sure what they're doing, or where they're getting their colour advice from, but yeah, it's not fantastic. So in the accessory pack we have the cylinder drain cocks, brake pipes, a vacuum pipe for the front, and we have moulded number plates to go over the cabside ones. These are not etched, they're just printed raised ones, but it still gives the effect of having the raised number plates as per the GWR do. So we'll put that aside, get the Loco out and have a look at her. And there we go. Straight away, a very powerful looking Loco, as the Kings were. Fantastic engines. Yeah, there's not much else you can really say apart from fantastic engines. Obviously the strongest that the GWR had, and at one point they were the most powerful locomotive in England when they were first released, prior to, I believe, the Duchess was the only one that eventually beat the 40,300 pound tractive effort that the Kings had. I believe the Duchesses may have had 41,000, but as far as I know, they were the only ones that beat the King in terms of power output. So if I'm wrong there, do let me know, but let's have a good look at her. So starting at the front, obviously we've got the very chunky looking bogie with the outside frames on the front wheels. Obviously the inside cylinders were very large and they had to fit them somewhere, so they put the frames on the outside of the bogies on the front to accommodate the cylinders between the frames. We've got the lubricator box there, double chimney, 4-row superheater cover. We've got the later steam pipes that are more curved. Underneath the boiler there we can see the internal valve gear representation. Very nice to see it picked out in red, as well as the screw to kind of disguise it better. On the side of the smoke box we've got some moulded pipe work there. Nice touch. Plenty of rivet detail around the smoke box. Moving down the side, we've got the outside cylinders, leading to a very good representation of the outside valve gear. Moving down, the nameplate, sorry, these aren't etched, but the beading around the edge is raised, so that does give the impression that they're more etched than they actually are, which is a nice touch. Obviously we've got the main steam pipe running all the way down the side. Nice lining on the boiler. It is very orange, possibly too bright an orange. Certainly not as orange as the cab side lining, but it's very nicely applied nonetheless. We have the reversing lever there, metal. We have more pipe work along the foot plate here, along the running board, sorry, separately fitted. And then the cab, obviously we have, looking at the front of the cab, we have wipers as the King's head, windscreen wipers, glazed windows obviously, and then moving down we can see the AWS bell on the inside there. Not sure if that was prototypical for this locomotive or not, but Hornby are usually pretty good with those details, so I would trust them. Moving down the side to the tender, classic Great Western 460 tender, Colette 4000. Very good printing on the BR logo there, easily legible to see British Railways. Good moulded cab, good removable moulded coal load in the tender as per usual. And then on the back we have the rather large toolbox extending the whole way across the tender. Moving around the side, we can see the GWR tender plate there. I'm not sure what the number is, I can't read that, but we have sprung buffers at the back. And then obviously interior there, you can see inside the cab, very nicely picked out detail. Let's move it a bit closer, there we go, very nicely picked out. Gauge glasses are picked out, the water gauge is picked out, pipe work is coloured. The regulator handle is separately fitted, as is the firehole door handle, that's separately fitted, and you can't really see it there, but if I tip it up, you can just see the two seats there that are separately fitted as well. There we go. Moving down the other side, again beautifully finished tender. We have the opening vents on the cab roof that slide back and forth. I'm not sure what, I know it's something to do with the steam relief possibly, but very nicely picked out in brass there. This side looks a lot cleaner than the other side. Obviously it hasn't got the main steam pipe and the steam manifold there. Good detail though, very nice detail. And on top obviously we have the safety valves picked out, and the chimney does go a decent depth out of sight, so it doesn't just finish right below the chimney lip as some models do. And then obviously looking at the front, there's an NEM pocket on the bogie there which will be removed. Very powerful looking locomotives at the front, massive look. Sprung buffers again obviously, and a nicely picked out number on the smoke box number plate. Plenty of rivet detail all over the loco. Plenty of detail. Oh, there's a bit of grease there, excuse that. Obviously the join on the smoke box as per the prototype. Yeah, very nicely done. Plenty of rivet detail on the cab. The whistles, I believe, are just plastic, which is a shame. Moulded lifting rings, and then obviously that large toolbox there. So yes, there we go. Very pleased with this edition. Apart from the ill-looking paint colour, but apart from that, yeah, another great addition to the Hornby fleet. And I look forward to several more Kings. Hopefully I can get another blue one sorted shortly, and build up the collection from there. So thanks for watching, guys. I will try and do a running video with all of these locos at some point. I can't say for definite when it will be, but I will try and get it done. When I do, I will post it. Thanks for watching, guys, and we'll see you next time.